My name is Tanya Downey. I am a single mom. I work crazy hours, but I get everything done. I'm a new grandmother, so that's exciting as well. And I have epilepsy. Well, at first, I was pregnant when I found out that I was epileptic. I would have these weird, I don't know, well, they were weird to me. Anyways, I'd wake up in the morning and my tongue was literally full of teeth marks. Like I literally bit right through my tongue. My nails were in my palms, but they told me that I had complex partial. And I know now that it changed. It's focal impaired awareness seizures. Oh, it hasn't. It's still the same. It's basically the only difference is the name. Where I still, everything is still the same. Only difference is I don't have as many seizures as I used to have, which is great. Do I still stare into space? Yeah. Um, do I still feel odd sometimes when I do things and have to sit down? Yeah, I do. But a full blown seizure, I haven't had one in years, actually. So, yeah. Before I had seizures, I was the type of person who, every weekend I go out with my girls. We'd have fun down at the clubs. And I can't do that anymore. Drinking is something that I got to be aware of. I got to know my limits. Then there's the heat. The heat is not nice to me at all. If I do go out, I find I have to be in at least a shaded area so the sun's not directly beating on me. I do get headaches or migraines quite a bit. That's pretty much a teller of the day. I'll wake up and if I have one, pretty much I take things slow. If I don't, and I've learned from my mistakes, not taking things slow, that it can lead up to other things. My diet, I have to watch my diet. Drinking, I have to make sure that I'm very hydrated. Oh my goodness, it's just stress. Everything pretty much in life has changed. Like I said, when I being a single mom, the first time single mom at that, it was really scary because I was by myself. There were days that I still couldn't figure out, what am I dealing with here? And then I have a new child, so I'm trying to juggle both of them and stay afloat. My mom was always there for me. She always helped me, friends and family and stuff like that. As the years gone by, I got used to everything. Like I said, I stay out of the sun. I don't drink as much. My limit, literally, 2 drinks. You know what I mean? I just don't want to, play around with stuff like that. Then there's like sleep. I make sure I sleep at least 8 hours a day. If I don't have that, then I'm just playing with myself once again. Also, just my diet. Like I need to make sure that I don't eat 3 meals a day, but at least two. As long as I have two, I'm good with that. And hydrate 24/7. I have to make sure that I have water, anything. Oh my. Well, she was amazing. She was one of the most easiest babies I've ever dealt with in my life. There was no colic, nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't feel comfortable with her. Like she was in my room, so my bed was just say here, and her crib was there. I didn't feel comfortable having her in the crib, even though knowing that I had seizures. I felt comfortable with her being next to me, but there was always a division. You know what I mean? I had a blanket that divided us. Um, it was just, I don't know. If I were to reach out and touch her and I didn't feel good, it was just, I got to pay attention. You know what I mean? I got her here. She's only got me. So I got to relax, calm down, breathe, and take my time with things. So I guess she actually kind of helped me with a lot of how I dealt with things. There was one time when I had taken her to school and I went to pick her up for lunch and I felt good the whole day. But when I went to get her and come back, I don't know, something just happened out of the blue. And I just told her, I said, let's just sit down for a minute. And I sat down and, tried to collect myself. And by the time I woke up, she had already had me halfway home, more than halfway home. when I came to, we were literally crossing the street. It was scary, but at the same time, it made me proud because I taught her. You know what I mean? It was always something that I made sure, okay, cross the street. When you cross that street, you make sure you push that button and you don't go anywhere until every car is stopped. You know what I mean? So it made me proud knowing that she was able to get me from that situation home in one piece, both of us. And yeah, um, she was pretty much, I guess, my savior. I guess I don't, you know what I mean? It just was. She helped me deal with a lot of it. She helped me calm down and wake up and realize that okay, I'm here alone, and if something happens to me, no one's gonna know. It's not like she's gonna run out the door, and you know what I mean. It's yeah. So she helped a lot. She did. Yeah. I would say stress, most definitely. In the beginning, I had a difficult time trying to balance that. I'm a very gentle person, so it's just things used to get to me a lot. And now I'm to the point now where it's just like, okay, if it's not affecting my everyday today, I'm still waking up, I'm going to work, you know what I mean? I'm doing my job, everything, then that can go in the back of my mind and I can focus on keeping myself where I need to be so I don't put myself in any situations. I work from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. So my schedule is pretty weird. As soon as I get home, I'm sleeping. I wake up around 1, 2, then I'm up, do whatever I need to do around the house. Then I'm back to sleep again around supper time to get up. You know what I mean? So I do have that good balance. I sleep more than 8 hours actually, but I find with this job, with the hours, I need that. So yeah. Oh my goodness. The lack of understanding. Um, that's one of the things that anyone who comes in my house, as soon as you walk in the house, right there, pretty much, I have big poster of everything. So nobody's, taken off guard by anything. But I also mention it to anybody. You'll have conversations with people and they're like, oh, yeah, I've heard about it and I understand about it. You sit down and have conversations with them, they really know nothing. And then you try to educate them, and then it's like it becomes boring, So then it's just like, okay, well, that's when you go through, okay, you're not the type of people that I need in my circle because if anything were to happen, then you're not going to take care of me because you didn't pay attention to what I said. And then there's a lot of like judgment, people are like, oh, well, how did you do that while you were a single mom? And, that shouldn't have been allowed. And it's just like, I did it. I did it. You know what I mean? You can't tell me what I can and cannot do because I proved that I could do it. Right. So challenges, yeah, that's pretty much besides what I've already mentioned. Yeah, those would be the main ones. Yeah. They gave me Dylan. I've been on that since day one. It's been an uphill, downhill battle. 1 minute it was fine, and then I'd have to get my levels checked again, and then it was like I needed to have my medication upped or down, or whatever it was. But after the years went on, my body started getting really used to it, and I feel that it's helped quite a bit. You have to stay regular with it. That's the thing. And in the beginning, I didn't stay regular. It was just like, okay, as soon as I wake up, I'll just take it. You know what I mean? But you literally, if you take it at 9 o'clock in the morning, it has to be taken at 9 o'clock every day. So that's what I got used to doing. And I started doing that. And I take it every day at the same time. I feel wonderful. I feel like it regulated it for me. You know what I mean? And that's why I think I've had less, along with how I've changed my diet and schedule and everything else too as well. Um, but there is one thing that I'd like to mention. I went to see my doctor 2 months ago, and he wanted to take me off of it. And he asked me if I drove, and I said, no, I don't. I don't drive for that reason because I have seizures, whatever. And he was like, well, yeah, okay, yeah. He looked in the papers, he's seen all that. And I was like, okay. So I think it's time to take you off of it. It's been 25 years since I've been on these pills, you know what I mean? I don't think that's a good idea right now. And he said, well, it doesn't matter. It's not that bad because you don't drive anyways. He said, because if I do take you off them, then you are going to start having seizures again. I said, well, does that make sense to you? Do you want me to start having seizures again just because you think that it's time for me to be off the medication? This is the thing about it. I just met that doctor that day. He didn't know me. So I went and I got a different doctor. And I'm still on my meds, and I'm happy that I'm still on my meds. Oh my goodness, yes. As any health-related funding, it's all important. I find, for one, a lot of people need to understand a little bit more. Then there's also the different type of medications, the different types of seizures. Then there's just a possible cure. You know what I mean? There's so many reasons why. As much as I can, I sit up there and I on my social media, I try to post as much as I can about epilepsy. And if I don't do it on my social media, then it's always something that I talk about with people. Um, there's so many people that I have spoken to who they've said to me, "Oh yeah, I know what to do. You know, you put a spoon in your mouth," and it's like, "Oh, no, you don't do that. You do not do that." So that I'm happy in a way that I guess, been chosen, because then I can clear things up for everybody. But yeah, a lot of people need to understand. Even if there was a way that they could make, maybe, a program for those who deal with epilepsy, and then maybe a sister program for the family so they can understand a little more, right? So that most definitely funding is something I'm 100% behind.